Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Collective Coffee, and I just want to get on here and share some of the things that I've learned in the past 68 days. I thought that was a human, because there's been a lot of information. So I just saw that Israel has said that, so yesterday, the UN Security Council, I think, which is like all the nations in the world, were able to get 2/3 of the vote to call for a ceasefire. However, there is no legal binding to that decision. One thing I've learned. It's more of a suggestion. And Israel, of course, voted no, and so did the United States, along with 8 other countries, Ukraine included in those, that said, no, we don't want a ceasefire. Anyway, I just saw a headline that said Israel's chief of military or something said that they will continue this genocide. Of course, that wasn't the word he's used. Regardless of if they have international support or not. Awesome. That should terrify us all a little bit. I've learned that there's some really weird energy happening right now. Did you just see the light get brighter? Did Niall just... Oh, maybe the light was off. Anyway, I have seen that today Israel decided to go into a school and point blank kill women, children, babies. So that should be terrifying. There are lots of similarities being put together between images from the Holocaust in Nazi Germany to what we're seeing now. I've learned that Israel has been doing this for a very long time, with the eyes of the world shut. I have learned that the way that language is co-opted and criminalized is alarming as fuck, which I've known. But I think what the most alarming thing throughout all of this, and the phenomenon that I've always been interested in studying about how genocides are able to be carried out, is the bot people. What are you eating? That just run with propaganda. So I think I've really learned, even though I've always known, I thought that more people were aware of these things, especially with everything we've experienced with COVID. But yeah, people are just running with propaganda and using it to defend Israel, and the United States, for that matter. There have been arrests happening for people who are speaking up. People's accounts are being banned. I've learned that, like, the shamelessness of which the IOF is lacking, I guess. I mean, I've learned that nothing can make you safe, especially if you're Palestinian, which I'm not. Like the other night, so Motaz has, like, blown the fuck up because people have followed him. He has over 15 million followers. And the other night he put a story up of an assassination attempt where you can hear the bullet go right past him at, like, an alarming velocity. You can hear it. Like, you can hear how close it was. And so I think it just speaks. And, like, also 86 journalists have been killed. Their families have been targeted, because Israel has lost. the popular opinion throughout all of this. I think one of the things that I find super interesting as well, so I wanted to say the number of people who witness us, I think this is a really interesting moment, because I think there's a lot of safety in numbers, both physically or on the internet, but it seems as though it's not. Shaun King is being really hardcore targeted, and he has millions of followers. So it's just an interesting time to see this huge dichotomy, this huge split. And it's interesting to see the ways in which people are trying to be silenced, right? We have a lot of people waking up, myself included, and I think I'm awakening at another level throughout all of this. I think what's really interesting is that the propaganda is so incredibly dumb that it's alarming to see how many people continue to spew it as fact. People who have nothing to gain from doing that either. Maybe a brand deal, or I don't know what people are gaining from spreading such stupidity. But what I was going to say is that the IOF is made up of people from all over the world. So there's a right to return in Israel. Israel doesn't allow DNA tests, so people can just go and say they're Jewish and steal Palestinian homes and live with all of this privilege that's just handed out, like free healthcare, schooling, homes that nobody had to work for because they just steal them. Land that is also not theirs. And so I saw a post this week of a woman from China who just went to Israel to join the IOF. I've seen Japanese folks, black folks, well, not folks, there's a black woman influencer in particular, I don't know who she is, that wrote on some of the bombs to be dropped in Gaza. And the black woman particularly got in the tank and said, let's go bomb them now. I think that's insane. But on that topic, I want to talk about how oppressed people, black, brown folks, specifically people who aren't white, are being used as scapegoats for the system. Both of the UN meetings that the United States voted no for, the one yesterday not included, the person that had to raise their hand in favor or against, the ceasefire were black people, a black woman and a black man. Now, there are terms for those kinds of folks, but I want you to understand that those folks are a part of a larger subliminal messaging happening. They're sending those folks to do the dirty work because it's going to excel and create continued division, right? And black and brown folks and oppressed folks are always used as pawns of the system. Labor, all of it, everything. That's how a system built on white supremacy remains. And Israel and the United States have that in common, white supremacy. I've also learned this week that all of the Israeli council, Netanyahu, I don't know all the other ones, have changed their names, their last names, to sound more indigenous to the land. Again, remember, it's illegal to do DNA tests in Israel because that blood is not from that area, right? That genealogy is not indigenous to, they're going off of a written document by a human. And religion, right? And this isn't about religion, right? Joe Biden himself says you don't have to be Jewish to be a Zionist, but then goes ahead and passes bills to equate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, which is a hate crime. That's some serious shit, according to the system and the powers that be. But yeah, they changed their last names. There was a girl on TikTok that did the legwork and the research, and almost all of them have Polish last names, or Polish, there's like skis at the end of their names, like Wachowski and shit, like, you know, stuff like that, which is Polish ancestry. So Russian, that Northern Europe area, right? The oh my god, Caucasus Mountains is where Caucasians originated from. So that's Northern Europe, northeastern, that area. So those are things that I've learned. I've also learned that the head of UNICEF is married to the owner of BlackRock. So that's a huge conflict of interest. I just want folks to remember that while you're decolonizing, you learn more information, and it is absolutely necessary to release other information that the new information alleviates. So I've been pro-Palestinian since all of this. I wish it didn't take this for me to be this educated on this situation, and for that I apologize. They've hid this very well and have done lots of organized legal binding in the background to prevent what we're seeing right now. I've also learned that the IOF has had some, on more than one occasion, several soldiers have been killed by friendly fire. So again, go see the importance of stupidity video. But yeah, I just wanted to share. I thank everybody for being here. I know my views are way down, and the algorithms are working in overtime to prevent information from being shared, so that's why we have to continue to do that. But yeah, the situation has intensified immensely. I hope that the global powers that are doing things can continue to hold the line, and I hope that we will see a free Palestine, from the river to the sea. Absolutely, it so mote it be. All right, y'all, have a good one.